Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today it is all things PulpitFest. Yes, this is it. This is the recap of PulpitFest 2024. We're going to hear from a variety of different people, but first I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the early part of the trip and leading up to first day. Now today I will not be smoking a cigar because, quite frankly, it's hotter than hell outside, guys. I came back to temperatures and heat hotter than in Florida. Did y'all know about corn sweat? This has been a new thing that I've learned about just this week. I didn't know about this, and I can get into that in a second. But first, if this were the point in the show that I were having a cigar, the cut would be brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You're not going to be sorry. I know I was never sorry when dealing with Two Guys. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide great selection, fair prices, and awesome customer service. I say it every time. I don't know what else you could possibly want. In fact, I got my shipment with the Cigar Authority show pack. When was that? That arrived, I believe, right after I got back from PulpitFest. And that shipment, I had forgotten that past Nick took care of future Nick, or in this case, present day Nick, and got a couple of EP Carrillo Encore Noirs in that pack. So, I mean, it's so nice tacking on stuff throughout the month, and then you get free shipping if you're a Cigar Authority show pack member. You get free shipping, and it just arrives, and then you're like, it's Christmas because I have so many more cigars than what I expected. But anyway, please go to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purpose. Make sure you tell them in the comments that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2, guyscigars.com. I don't even have my cutter, so I can't even do a little clippy noise. So, PulpitFest. I don't even know where to begin. This was a fantastic weekend, guys. We had so much fun. If you missed it, you missed it. If you were signed up and you missed it, I mean, I don't know why you missed it. You were signed up, and whatever. But you missed it, and just have FOMO for next year, I guess. That's the only thing I can say. So first things first, I flew into Jacksonville on Wednesday, and Trey from Aladino, he kind of coordinated his travel. He flew in to Jacksonville at about the same time. Kenn Klarich of Ashnale was nice enough to pick us up at the airport. But unfortunately, due to some delays coming out of Charlotte for Trey flight, we were too late to go to dinner at the place that Kenn wanted to go. So where did we end up? Buc-ee's. And it was just as amazing as I remember. We sat in the parking lot and had our brisket sandwiches and burritos and had a wonderful dinner right there in the parking lot at Buc-ee's. And it was great. And I got to get some beaver nuggets. And I even got a really nifty tumbler that if I would have been thinking I had sitting on the table next to me so that I could show it off. But Buc-ee's. I can't say enough good things about Buc-ee's. And then on Thursday, the three of us worked to assemble the goodie bags. And what a bunch of goodie bags we put together. I mean, we'll get to that in a little bit here, guys. But seriously, amazing goodie bags for everybody who attended the PulpitFest. And so we did that. And then we ended up in St. Augustine. And that story will come up in a little bit. But I want to give a shout out to an awesome restaurant that we had dinner at, the Conch House. Wonderful place. I think it would have been nicer to sit outside kind of be like, by the water and oceanside, and everything. But there was a storm kind of rolling in, so we had to sit inside. And ironically, as I was sitting there at the conch house, who do I see leaving? Because they had had dinner just prior before us, but two parishioners, Tom and Amy. They were heading out of the door, and so they stopped and said hey for a minute. So that was the cool thing. As you're bopping around the area, you're seeing other parishioners that are doing the same thing. So people took advantage of this and made vacations out of it, and it was such a wonderful, wonderful thing to see. But then Friday came along. It was the big day. We went up to the shop. We got things ready. Hector, he showed up. Hector Perez. I'm butchering your last name here, Hector. Hector is the Villiger sales representative for Florida, and he showed up and super nice guy. He set up, Trey Mack set up the Aladino stuff, and then René Castaneda, the president of Villiger North America, he showed up, and he and I got to sit outside in front of the shop for a while and have a cigar for a couple hours, and it was very nice. It was probably the only relaxing time, before the calm before the storm, and then I'd say starting at about 3 to 3:30. Parishioners started rolling in, and once they started rolling in, it didn't stop. We had a hell of a party. We had a hell of a party on Friday night. That place was busy, 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 and Kenn was extraordinarily happy with it. But we'll get to all that. I have all that in the various interviews coming up. So why don't I go ahead and do that? Why don't I go ahead and shoot to some of the videos here, and we'll circle back in a little bit. So first, we're going to hear. So unfortunately, due to just how busy it was Friday and Saturday, I was unable to sit down and get an interview with René at the actual event. René had to get back to Miami. He had some people in town that he had a 10 o'clock meeting with on Sunday, and unfortunately, it is a 5-hour drive from Palm Coast to Miami. So he had to quickly get back to Miami the Saturday afternoon. He left about 4 o'clock on Saturday. And so by the time it was all said and done, I didn't really have the opportunity to get the audio from him. But René was awesome enough to circle up with me earlier via Zoom to recap and talk about the event. So why don't we now go ahead and hear from René, and then we're also going to hear an interview that I did with Hector from Villiger to talk about his perspective on PulpitFest, and then I'll be back. And we're joined by René Castaneda, president of Villiger Cigars North America. How you doing, buddy?
Good, my friend. Listen, I just started. I was waiting for you, but I started with some of the test blends over here that I'm working on.
Yeah.
But back to Miami, back from the PulpitFest, man. We had a great time.
Wasn't it a great time? I thank you right off the bat. There's going to be a multitude of thank yous, but the first thing I'm going to thank you for is taking time out of your day today, because I wanted to get some time with you actually at PulpitFest to record this there. However, for a variety of different reasons, schedules being what they were, and also the fact that, I don't know, you and I were so busy on both Friday and Saturday up until the time that you had to leave. There was really no time that we had to squirrel away to actually get 10-15 minutes of recording time in. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day today.
No, my pleasure. But listen, the beauty of the event is the part that it was relaxed, and the fact, we were busy without planning to be busy.
Yeah.
The attendance was great. We were even very actively, promoting and selling the Villiger cigars. So, I think only at the beginning, the first day in the afternoon, you and I were sitting for 30, 45 minutes. Then after that,
yeah,
we were just there taking care of the people, hugging, kissing everybody.
and that time that you and I had to just sit and chill, that was the couple hours before it even started. That technically was just, So like, I guess we could have recorded something then, but we would have been making it up because it hadn't even started yet. For all we knew, it could have gone horrible, but thankfully it didn't. But so no, you talked about how you're sitting there taking smoking some test blends. I don't know about you. You have the forms, you have the data, the feedback from the folks that submitted it. I
Listen,
mean,
I got all
look
of
at
them over
that.
here. These are all the forms that I got. Let me
Look at
tell you
that.
how this works, because people were asking me, so what are you going to do with this? So this is how this works. We gave the people, the group, the Villiger 1888 Nicaragua box press. The first day we smoked the Toro on the rounded regular size. The second day, the first cigar was the 1888 Nicaragua box press, and we gave them the form to give us the review of the cigar. It was a cigar review, as
Yeah.
simple as that. I was telling the people, like, listen, this is how this works. This is not a democracy. It's not like I'm gonna count who like it and who doesn't like. It doesn't work like that. What we're trying to get, yeah, because like, so what you want to do? How do you select the brand? No. Listen, doesn't not a democracy in this case. In this case, what we get is if you're perceiving in the blend what we were trying to accomplish. So the people, it's more about the notes and the comments, the perception, the flavors, the aromas, the strength that we got to see if we were on point or if we need to make adjustments to that one. That's my homework for this long weekend, to go over that information, to send the feedback to our master blenders at the factory. I went over some pages and it's quite interesting that there is a lot of things in common, but at the same time, there is a few things that say like, wow, I didn't, even myself smoking the cigar,
Yeah.
certain notes and certain specific things. Overall, people were very kind and generous with the information that they put in the forms. But yeah, this is my homework for Labor Day weekend, and it's going over all this but it was very nice of everybody that was participating to take the time and to do it actually in a very serious way. They took the homework in a serious way to do it.
They did. They took it serious. And I mean, and what's funny, as somebody who's done some cigar reviews myself, it's funny because when I'm on the show just kind of talking, it's very casual. I'm not I give my thoughts and everything, but it's just it's a conversation. But when you're putting it down in writing and it's going to go in some cases maybe to a website where somebody's going to actually read it and determine if they value, how much they value that review to then turn around and purchase that cigar, or in this case, going and taking it direct to the manufacturer, you kind of get a little in your head and you're like,
oh, yes.
am I really picking that up? Or am I just like, you start second guessing yourself. And it was funny because I was sitting on the couch. Yeah, I think you were sitting there at one point. I was sitting on the couch in the inside smoking it. And, I smoked both of them, at the same time. I had the round and the box.
You're a champion. You're a champion.
It's like, but Ricky, there was a gentleman there sitting next to me, Ricky, and he was getting a sweetness off of the box press that I didn't pick up on, but he had picked up on it, and he was second guessing himself, saying, I don't know if I want to put this down. I think I had crepes this morning for breakfast. I don't know if it's this. And then what was funny is there was another gentleman, Larry, and another gentleman, Teddy, that they smoked them, and they also got the sweetness. And so suddenly Ricky felt so vindicated and so happy. And I'm like, see, put it down. This is why you put it down, because it's not, who cares if it's in, it's subjective in terms of, you have the ability to pick up different things than I do sometimes, so.
Like I was telling the guys that were participating, we don't want to go that technical, that we don't want to know if it's toasted Oreos or Oreos with milk. Listen, it's about the sweetness, a little touch of this, whatever the blend is reminding you of. That's what we want to see. So that way we know if we are on target or not. That was the idea. This was not a voting thing to see if the cigar goes to the market or not. Is more if the blend is on what we wanted to do with the cigar. Great exercise, and trust me, I'm very thankful that your guys took it, the time and serious about it, and they put the energy and the effort to do it. It was a fun exercise, but again, I have all the respect that they did it, and they took the challenge, in a nice way.
And speaking of challenges, you and I, between you selecting a Churchill cigar and me putting them in the wind, Boy, we really worked everybody with that long ash contest, didn't we?
Yes, and it was a 47 ring gauge Churchill. It wasn't a 50, even
It
to
was a
make it a little more
legit Churchill.
a legit Churchill, a little thinner. So you really had to work your magic in order to get a long ash. And it was windy for whatever reason. We went outside. We thought it was more comfortable, but then it was like, this is an extra layer for this challenge to be.
Yeah, we added that extra level of competition to it. And you know what though? I mean, I'll say they did really, really well. I mean, a lot of those guys got the really down close to the band on it. And hell, I mean, it was funny watching everybody smoking it, vertically, like, um, but but the level of competition, the level of energy, I thought during that, I mean, people were so into it.
No, for sure. It was nice to see them like, oh, listen, I want to win this. The price was a box of cigars that it was signed by Mr. Villiger himself. But the guys, the competition, we could have put just a box of donuts and they would be like, yes, I want to win the box of donuts. It was about the competition more than even the
Exactly.
price. It was nice. It was a nice group of people and they were, listen, we were all into cigars. There was nothing of formalities there. It was relaxed but competitive. So
Yep.
it was good. It was nice to see them competing, to win.
So from a business side, let's talk about how this was in terms of you as a manufacturer. It's like I've talked about, the whole goal of this for me is for everybody to win. I want the host shop to be able to do good numbers and to sell to my people. I want my people to be happy, and then in turn, I want the manufacturers who are obviously providing product to the retailer to sell to the listeners. I want them to be happy as well. Everybody has to win in this situation. So I guess my question to you is, did you win?
Big time, big time. Listen, if I only had to change one thing, is maybe to take a train and not to drive 5 hours to get there. That would be the only thing that I would change.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could have been
But
in St. Louis, buddy. I'm just saying.
no, listen, I get it. No, listen, here's the thing, for us, in a way, we had 2 full days or 48 hours, to present, to showcase the company, the cigars, what we do, the mission as a company, the portfolio of products. I know that the store had record in sales for that weekend, so it was a strong weekend in sales. We moved a lot of product, but even more than that, it gave us the chance to meet the group, to meet the people, to make the personal connection, because at the end of the day, with cigars, it's more about this personal connection, to know who's behind, what is this company about. These guys all the way in Switzerland, disconnected from the market, and we wanted to show our commitment to the consumer, to the people, and to listen to them, to participate with us, working on new projects. So big time win. We love it. And I told you like right away, like, let's make sure that we secure this for us for the next year, because more effective, as I told you, to have and a small gathering of people, and I'm talking about when we have less than 50 people, it's easier to connect personally with each one of them, for us to be able to present in a professional but in a personal way what is Villiger about, and the cigars, and for them to really get to enjoy the quality of the products. And we offer them great deals, to buy cigars. We wanted to make it very enticing for everybody to grab a box of cigars, which we did. We moved a lot of boxes of cigars.
You did move a lot of boxes of cigars, and in fact, I know that Kenn had a like a back order list. He was taking orders for boxes that he was then going to order from you and then ship on to the recipient. So there were people that were placing their orders, for stuff that had technically sold out in terms of at the shop, but so yeah,
Listen,
there's
and
even
and,
more
and the
coming.
cherry on the cake, on all this, is there was a couple that they work a managed store in Texas. So we were able even to talk to them, because they don't carry our products over there. So even though,
Love it.
again, a big time win,
I was
because then
I was hoping that happened. I didn't know that. Travis and Ashley are those
yes,
the two. and I was hoping that you had gotten a chance to interact and chat with them.
Yes, no.
But
It was perfect, and we love the fact that they participated in all the activities that we had,
yeah,
and we got the opportunity to show them, our portfolio of products. So as I told you, everything big time win for us as a company.
good.
It was a great exercise. It was a good weekend, and for me, it was nice. I had a great time. By the way, I made a mistake. You know that weekend was like something going on in Daytona. The NASCAR thing was happening.
Yeah,
Like that,
there was a race, I think.
a race. So you were supposed to have hotel reservations to secure that you had a hotel, no? So
Yeah.
when I came the first night to my hotel, they were trying to look like, sir, you made the reservation for the wrong day. It's for next month, your
Oh
reservation.
no. You'd
I'm
you'd have been
glad they
you'd have
they
been
had
bunking
another
at
room.
Kenn's house with me. Ken
So
would have kicked me to
yes,
the
yes.
sunroom to sit on the couch or lay on the couch. He would have given you the guest bedroom, but you know whatever.
No. That was the only part. Like, I made a mistake over here, but they were nice enough, and they gave me another room, so that I was good. That was good.
That is good. That is good. That is good. Well, the other thing that I think we need to talk about is Hank. We have Hank Holcomb,
Oh
who's the big
yes.
winner of the trip. He's heading to the Puro Sabor in Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, I
Are
already sent the information to our factory to do the registration for him January 20 to the 24th in Esteli, Nicaragua. Next year on January is the festival. It's a great festival. It's a great event. It's almost like a week. He gets to the Managua airport, and from there he will get the VIP treatment to be all over the main manufacturers in Esteli. We're talking about the Padrones, the Plasencia, AJ Fernandez, and my father's cigars. So any
yours?
of our factory, of course, because that would be the where he gonna get the red carpet.
Yeah.
So no, especially that, all of us, all the main players in Esteli are part of this festival. So not only the tours to the factories, there's tour to farms, and then every single night is a great cigar night dinner event. So he's gonna have a blast because it is
No.
a unique opportunity that I actually recommend to a serious cigar smoker to at least go once in their lifetime to one of their festivals, either the Dominican Republic or the Nicaraguan one, and if they can to the Cuban one, but the Dominican and the Nicaraguan, great event. So Hank is going to have an amazing time over there, and it will be a lot of fun. He will be, we will have to make sure that we take a lot of pictures of him that you can, that we can share with
For
the
sure. And I talked to him at PulpitFest about how when he's back, we're gonna have to do a recap episode where we talk all about his trip because I want to hear all about it. I
I'm gonna try to have somebody to follow him, especially when he is at our factory to make a
yeah,
short video. When he is touring our factory. So that's the part. We have to put the red carpet for him. He's the big winner, so he will have to have the time of his life.
I think it's great. I think it's great. And you know what else is great? And I don't know if he told you this, but he told me this. Prior to this event, he'd had all of one Villiger cigar, and he knew of you guys as the European country or company and everything like that. And he obviously heard about you on the show, but this was the big introduction to the company. And he said that spending time with you and Hector and talking to the two of you and trying all of your cigars and everything at the event, it's just opened him up. And he's like, they've got a customer for life now. They're all he's telling me this. And then to then add to that he not only wins the slow smoke, or I'm sorry, the long ash. He won the long
Long
ash
Ash.
contest. So now he's got a box of cigars, signed by Mr. Villiger. And now he's going on the trip to the Puro Sabor because of you guys. I mean, yeah, boy, when you want to convert a new customer, René, you go all out for it.
No, Elise, and that was the beauty of the event, that we get the chance, to really present the brand, to showcase the portfolio of products because they saw the display that we had of cigars, that it's not just one or two brands. We have multiple brands.
For sure.
And remember that we even included in the bag that they were taking home, the machine made, the export.
The export.
I told you that I want all of them to try it because it's a great short smoke. I call them the 10-minute cigar that you don't have to pay $10. It's a $2 cigar that you smoke in 10 minutes. But it was that the opportunity to showcase the product is golden, with your event.
Oh, I'm so incredibly happy it worked out so well. I'm happy that you're pleased with it because, again, I recognize that you had other places that you could between Rocky Mountain and there was the Whiskey Festival in San Antonio. I mean, there's many other places you could have been that weekend, and I truly do appreciate the time and commitment to this event because it couldn't have been what it was without you guys and without Villiger. So I really do thank you for everything.
Well, listen, it was an honor. It was a pleasure to be there, and that's the reason that we want to be back. It was a great time.
We're gonna have you back. We're going back. Kenn,
even if you were told me like René next year is gonna be in San Luis, we will go to San Luis if we have
to. Kenn twisted my arm Saturday night. I think he saw the sales for the weekend and was like, "We're having it here again, right?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, sure, we'll have it here." So, but yes, no, we're definitely gonna have it again, and we'll love to have you back. So.
Now, listen, I really thank you for the opportunity and the chance to be there with you guys and to be able to connect with the group in a very nice way. So
for sure.
Good. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for everything. Well, René, I will let you get back to your day, but I just wanted to touch base and include you in on the Pulpit Fest recap show so that everybody could hear your thoughts.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. And
yes,
listen, let's make sure that we start working on the plans and adding some extra fun things for next year.
For sure, we have a year now, so we've got plenty of time to figure it out. So,
got it, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye, brother.
Bye. And guys, we're joined by Hector of Villiger Cigars. How you doing, Hector?
I'm doing fantastic, Nick. Thank you very much.
So we've had Pulpit Fest now. This is day 2 and kind of coming to, the casual side of day 2. Everybody's inside doing the slow smoke contest, which you guys were so gracious to donate the cigars for. Everybody's smoking a La Libertad.
Correct. That's what they're smoking.
There you go. Now, what's your bit impression? What's been the impression of Pulpit Fest?
Well, man, Nick, what can I tell you, man? It's first time that I'm here.
Yeah.
I know René Castaneda, the president of the company, has been more involved with the podcast and all that.
Yeah.
For me, it was the first time, and I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed, Nick. It's a pleasure meeting you also. You're a very friendly person, and you have a really nice crowd. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
And they've been buying your cigars.
Yes, sir, they have.
So it's been a good experience for you guys?
It has.
Because really I know René wanted to make sure, the goal of the involvement for Villiger and everything, the goal was, to introduce the brand to people and, have them try your cigars. And I feel like we've accomplished that.
We have 100%. I think I will say 150%.
Okay, well, good. Now, I know, Kenn, he obviously is doing really well sales-wise and everything, but you guys, you guys have been instrumental in that. And so you've talked with a lot of folks coming through. What are some of the comments and things like that you've heard from them about your brand?
So I was very, very impressed by the fact that some of them had never heard about Villiger, and the fact that we are one of the oldest company in the business. I believe it was a good exercise to talk to people and let them know who we are, and the history of the company, the cigars that we have, and it was very receptive. I had to say that people did love them. I believe now I will not hear that again in this part of the world, which is our mission. I believe that's our work is to kind of spread with them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and so let's kind of recap a little bit about what they smoked just today.
Correct.
So today, yesterday, when everybody arrived, the arrival cigar, the welcome cigar, was the 1888 Nicaragua Toro.
Nicaragua Toro, correct.
And then today, when everybody arrived, the kind of Saturday welcome cigar was...
Well, so I was very impressed by that. I was talking to you, Nick, about that René had planned this, and I was not informed about this new project. I guess Nick has more influence, and I'm getting a little jealous here.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. So today, the cigar that we had, it was a blind test on a blend that we've been working on, and it's the 1888 Nicaragua soft box press, and so it's pretty much the same blend of the 1888 that we tested yesterday, but René has mentioned that on the fillers there's a different leaf that provides a change on the profile.
And I'll tell you, I smoked both of them together. I fired up the Toro, the round Toro.
Oh, you do?
And I fired up the soft box press one. And I was, double fisting them, smoking them at the same time, back to back and everything. And I will say they are subtly different. They're very similar in a lot of ways, but sometimes you get a little bit more pepper at a certain point than in the other one. The retrohale on the round was a little smoother. Then you got a little bit more spice on the retrohale with the box pressed one. But then there were some I didn't personally get it, but I heard from enough other people that I'm going to go ahead and say it. Some sweet notes from the box pressed one that I didn't really pick up on the round one. Things of that nature. So there are some subtle differences. And it's amazing to me how one leaf
can change
it.
Correct. It's amazing, and that's one of the things that for me and my end, being new in the industry, I've been working with Villiger over 7 years, and I say I'm new because this is a very complex industry.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can do so much with, like you said, just changing one leaf on that filler. In that ponche, what we call the bonche, it makes a new cigar, and it's like a new baby. It's totally different.
It is, and it was really good. I mean, and as my listeners know, I'm not personally much of a box press guy. I like a round cigar,
right?
The mouthfeel thing, just that kind of thing. But soft box press, it was soft enough that the mouthfeel thing didn't really come into play, and so in terms of flavors and everything like that. I have to say I really like the test blend just a little more, and I really like that 1888 Nicaragua a lot. So just that little tweak made a big difference.
I think that's what we always look for, to step up on our blends and kind of get that surprise to our customers.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's what it is to surprise, to impress, and to fulfill all what they're looking for.
There you go. Well, I know here in a little while tonight we will be doing the big drawing for the trip to the Puro Sabor.
Correct.
That was a big deal.
That's a big thing. That is a big thing. I hope that the person that wins will appreciate that trip, because it's a trip that I have not done yet, which I'm looking forward to do it next year. So
you're going next year as well?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope René gets me there.
René?
Hey, René, listen. No. So, yeah, there is definitely an experience that the person, whoever gets elected, whoever wins, will have the fact that's going to be a hands-on event.
Yeah.
You go to the fields, you see how the process, the whole process. So, hey.
Have you been to the factory at all?
Well, the only one that I've been is the one in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And we are planning to do our sales meeting next year, I believe, is going to be in Nicaragua.
Oh,
so
that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That'll be good.
I'm looking forward.
Well, perfect. Well, I know you have to get back to Miami.
Oh, yes.
You got a fairly long drive ahead of you, and
only 5 hours.
Oh, for me, that's a fairly long drive. But I want to thank you, and obviously René. René had to leave a little earlier, and timing-wise, in terms of getting the recording done, I'm going to try and circle up with him maybe via Zoom before this episode comes out. But I do want to really thank you for everything. I know that my listeners enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. And the amount of support that Villiger has provided to both my podcast and the event has just been immeasurable. And so I really want to thank you for taking time out of your weekend to come and hang out with all of us.
Well, Nick, I had to tell you the pleasure was all ours, to be honest with you, be part of this event. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to be part of it again whenever we have the opportunity to do it again. And
we do it every year.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you
Man, it was
so
a pleasure
much.
meeting you, brother. And
Very
looking forward to.
The pleasure's all mine, Hector.
Thank you, folks.
I really want to thank those guys for taking time out, both today and at PulpitFest to talk with me. And then, obviously, one of the things that René and I talked about was the winner of the big trip to the Puro Sabor Cigar Festival in Nicaragua. Parishioner Hank Holcomb was in attendance, and Hank did all right for himself this weekend. He won a handful of different things, which we'll get into in a little bit. But first, the big thing is, due to a variety of different things, he ended up winning the trip, and I wanted to go ahead and throw the podcast to an interview that I did with Hank, so that you can hear from Hank and hear his reaction. So here we go. Let's listen to Hank, and then I think from there I'll go ahead and also cut to Ash and Ale owner Kenn Klarich to discuss his thoughts on the weekend. So we're going to hear from Hank, and then we're going to hear from Kenn. So I'm joined by Hank. How you doing, Hank?
Great weekend. Fantastic weather. Couldn't complain one bit.
Did you have fun?
Oh, yeah, fantastic. Everybody, the FOMO, yep, you definitely missed out a great weekend. Yep.
And you haven't even gotten your goodie bag yet.
That's right. I'm looking forward to that, too.
There you go.
It can't get any better than it has been already.
No, well, so let's talk about that. So you were the lucky winner of the San Cristobal humidor that Ash and Ale put up with the variety of cigars inside. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to digging through that. Ken put a lot of local cigars in there I've never seen before or tried. So
perfect.
Looking forward to that. Got to keep away from the fiancée because she'll probably pick through it before I do.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what happened. I mean,
she already claimed the humidor.
It doesn't get any easier once you're actually married. But
that's right. Yeah. Been down that road.
Okay, so you understand. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Anyway, but then let's talk about the big thing.
The trip.
So, I'll just go ahead and explain the whole process here. So the long and short is we had an attendee, Lisa, who she won the trip to the Puro Sabor in Nicaragua from Villiger, graciously generated by Villiger. And Lisa, she thought about it for a little while and kind of, came to the decision that she did not want to travel to Nicaragua by herself. And I don't blame her. I mean,
it's difficult.
I understand. I mean, foreign travel is difficult on its own, and everything else. I don't blame her. And so she approached Kenn today and said that she wanted somebody who had been a big supporter at the event, to receive it. And so she had chosen you, and so we pulled you aside and kind of said, like, buddy, you want to go to Nicaragua? And so, by God, you're going to Nicaragua.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Fantastic.
So you got your passport ready? I've been telling everybody for a while to get your passport ready.
Yep, it's almost full, so I need to make sure I got plenty of pages left for it.
Well, you got to have that, and you got to make sure that the due date's not coming up, because apparently, I guess, within 6 months or so. So it's like, just make the deadline, but whatever, anyway.
Yep.
So that's huge.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So especially, the great people at Villiger, sponsoring that. And, I've only smoked one of their cigars before this, and they've definitely got a fanboy now myself and everything. So, they're above and beyond great people and everything.
Isn't René and Heck, aren't they just great people?
Oh, just fantastic. The salt of the earth, as you would say.
And their cigars, I mean, my God, they're great.
Oh,
And you got quite a selection of them. I mean, granted, yesterday we smoked a couple different varieties of the 1888 Nicaraguan, different vitolas, but then also the La Libertad with the slow smoke and everything like that. So I mean, you got to definitely try a wide variety of the products.
Even to the point of getting to try one that they're haven't even released yet. And
Exactly.
That was.
What did you think of that one?
That was a great smoke too.
Wasn't it?
Yep, I enjoyed that.
So
it was nice, soft box press and everything. I'm a box press fan.
So you're gonna have to hit up their factory when you go to the Puro Sabor.
Oh, definitely. They're definitely there. So I plan on visiting them when I'm in Miami anyways, too. So definitely do that.
So you kind of hinted at that a few times. So you live, correct me if I'm wrong, Pennsylvania.
Yep, we're in Pennsylvania, and then my company does wastewater treatment all over the world.
Okay.
So we're doing a big project in Miami-Dade County. So we're down there all the time. We're converting wastewater to drinking water.
Okay.
So, yep, and I'm also a season ticket holder of the Dolphins.
Okay.
Go Dolphins. And, and then where I stay winds up being about 3-4 miles from where their offices are in Miami. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, you'll have to swing by and
definitely.
Say, hey.
Yep, Hector, me already discussed that. So,
Perfect. Well, this all just kind of came about perfectly, and I know, now I also want to point out that when you arrived, the first thing you said to me is, Nick, you cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, so, before this, you push the factory tour over in J.C. Newman and everything. So
in Tampa.
Yep, so I did had some time, so I did the tour there. Wound up being a private tour. Nobody else was on the tour. It was great,
Look at you. This whole weekend is just coming up.
Oh, it's great. I need to buy a lottery ticket. So
no kidding.
We'll see. Yeah, Yep. So I got some nice cigars there, and I got a fantastic. Kenn's selection is great, and his people's staff are just fantastic.
Hasn't his staff just crushed it this weekend?
It's just they've just been over the top.
They really have.
You can tell he's involved in the customer service aspect of stuff earlier in his career and everything, and it shines through with his staff and everything, the way they treat you. It's just like Cheers. Everybody knows your name when you walk in. So.
Dude, that's what I was impressed with, especially Justin's been great with it. Mackenzie's been great with it. Lisa's been great with it. But Monkey, my God, that guy, he was just buzzing around, and he'd be like, I haven't met you yet. And he introduces, and bam, he's got your name, and that's that. He's got your name.
Oh, exactly. And he never let the coffee cup get empty.
No.
He's right there. Anything you needed, they're just right there on top of it.
On top of it. So, well, anyway, dude, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's a huge, huge thing for you. I'm jealous. I'll admit, I'm jealous.
It's great.
I didn't scam a trip for myself out of Villiger.
Oh, really?
No,
That's unfortunate.
There was only the one. So yeah. So no. But no, I'm not scamming it. But no, we'll have to have you back on after you do the trip,
definitely.
We can talk about everything, because it sounds like a truly wonderful once in a lifetime opportunity.
I'm looking forward to it. The way the little bit they've explained it to me and everything else. So it's going to be a great trip, and I appreciate the Pulpit doing this and all the hard work you, your dad, and Kenn put into putting this together. And anybody that couldn't make it, they missed out a fantastic event.
There's always next year.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely come back and hopefully bring some people. I know with me, and hopefully grow every year.
Bring a group. That's what we want. We want to expand the pie. So, dude, thank you for everything.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate it and everything.
Congratulations.
And especially Villiger. You definitely have a fanboy now, and you guys have gone above and beyond and everything. I want to thank Villiger for everything they did.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hank. So we're joined by Kenn Klarich of Ashenale Lounge. How you doing, Kenn?
I'm fucking exhausted, dude. What a weekend.
It has been a weekend.
What a weekend. Couldn't have imagined anything better than this. We had an amazing turnout. We had an amazing crew. All weekend was phenomenal, and wow.
Well, yes. Let's talk about,
where do we start?
There's so much to talk about. We've had, obviously you've been on the show before where we've talked a little bit about the planning and getting everything going and ready and everything. But obviously then the rubber hits the road, the plan goes into effect. No plan is ever executed, perfectly as written. And, what is it Mike Tyson says about getting punched in the face? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face,
And then fuck, what the hell? What that just happened?
Yeah. But I think all things being equal, I think the plan worked very well.
I think for a first-time event and having done this quite a bit, we had very few hiccups.
Very few.
Very few
I mean,
hiccups.
You know, it's like this is the 4th annual Pulpit Fest, but this is the first annual, or, well, I hate first annual. Why did I even say it? This is the first time that it's been done to this extent and in this way.
And in this spot.
And in the spot, you know, and so, you know, but I think attendance was very well between my people and your customers and everything. I mean, it's been busy as hell all weekend.
All weekend, and today's not any different. We're on a slow time where most people have left, and my regulars keep coming in, and you've got regulars of yours who are parishioners that are still here hanging out with us and enjoying, and it's been. I don't think we could have asked for anything better than on our first attempt. I think we've done an amazing job.
Well, and let's talk about that for a moment. So you've had the shop now for 2 years.
Next weekend will be 2 years, September 1st.
2 years. And how did this weekend go? We don't have to give specifics, but, you know, in terms of dollars, but how did this weekend go?
Well, let's say this was my best weekend we've ever had. I can't say anything else than that. Going from inception of our thoughts about, do we want to do this here? Do we not want to do this here? How is this going to help both of us? How is it going to help the vendors, the sponsors, everything? I think as a full circle of everything, I don't think anyone has a complaint. I might be speaking out of term because I'm not speaking for any of our sponsors or anything.
Yeah.
But I think what we did and what we pulled off was something fantastic.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like I've talked about. I want the listeners to have a good time, but they also know that they have a real responsibility to, you know, purchase products from the host shop that's hosting us. They had a good time.
They had
Everybody that I've talked to has had a good time, but they also purchased from you. You did your best weekend in the history of you having this place. And then on top of that, then, because you did your best weekend, obviously you needed product. So the manufacturers had a really good weekend through you as well.
Very good, yes.
And those manufacturers are now very happy with me.
Very happy. So again, circle of life, man.
Circle of
we
life.
all have to scratch each other's back to make everything work.
Exactly.
And I think the scratching was at the perfect point. Just a great starting point for a new step for next year to see where we can go from here.
And that's the other thing. So dates are still going to be determined.
We're going there.
Why not?
Okay.
Do you want to go there?
We can go there. We're already there.
We're there.
We're there. So
we're
here.
Dates are still to be determined, but Pulpit Fest 2025. Start your planning now. It will be back at the Ash and Ale Lounge in Palm Coast, Florida next year. Once dates are finalized, we got to talk with a few people to make sure that it all works for everybody's calendars. We'll be back in Florida next year.
This is going to be something fantastic, guys. I'm sure you're listening, and I hope you're listening. But my suggestion is, on the Pulpit page, reach out to the people who have been here. Let them tell you how it was. Don't take it from us because we're just faces. So the other parishioners are the ones who sit and listen with you guys. My suggestion is ask them how they loved it. Let them give you an answer, and then take it all in and see if you want to be with us next year to make this a bigger and better event.
Well, and what I mean, so I don't know, Ken. What else do you think we should do for next year? I mean, I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but
you
know,
you really did kind of throw me under the bus on that one.
I kind of put you on the spot, but like, what else could we do?
Well,
I mean,
next time I think instead of Friday evening just being casual, I think we might want to plan a little just something on Friday night because it seemed to be our busiest portion of hours.
It was very busy.
Saturday was fantastic, and it went through the whole day, so it was 11 hours of fun.
Yep.
But Friday night is 6 hours, and we had more people in on Friday night than we had anything else. So I think with your parishioners and the way things worked, I think it would be nice if we did something on Friday night for them.
Yeah. And you know, and Sunday, obviously we've had, you know, story time with Trey Mac, but you know, we always knew that Sunday was going to be a slower day just due to the fact that people are leaving, they're heading home, you know, and everything. And I think so maybe, you know, next year, maybe Sunday we just kind of keep it that way. We keep it a really chill, you know, like it is what it is.
Come in, say hello, and I'm sure you'll hear in time that, but with the event, we had a very great handbag, goodie bag, whatever the word is you want to use.
Yeah.
And I think Sunday is the perfect day to hand that out like we're doing this year. You guys get to have your smokes that you purchase, but then you also get to see what the sponsors supported with. And then it's a memorable event all the way around. I think we did a good job. always things that become done better, but as a first time is a learning experience.
No, that's exactly it.
But I do want to throw one shout out, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I want to shout out to Jim Miller.
Yep.
The curmudgeon.
The curmudgeon.
We have to say thank you for his organization and his will to help in this event, but we also have to kind of give him a son of a bitch.
Yeah, we got to give him a kick in the ass because he's got to be here next year.
Yeah, because he wasn't here, and he did he did so much of the legwork, and we couldn't even thank him in person.
And I kind of can't tell you how many different times I had parishioners and other folks, kind of say like, "Is your dad coming?"
I've had the same question.
That's
so
the thing.
They were like, "Why? Why didn't Jim come?" We've talked about it. He's talked about it, and still didn't show up.
For sure.
So, is this a guilt trip coming from a Jewish person? Yes. So Jim, take it for what it is.
Oh my gosh! Now let's talk about the trips.
The trips.
Oh
wow.
my gosh!
I couldn't believe it.
Both of them kind of worked in kind of different ways.
Fantastic, mysterious ways.
But it worked out.
It worked out fantastic.
For both of them.
Yes.
You have some really great people going on these trips. I mean, you've got Hank going to Nicaragua. You've got Justin going to Honduras.
It was amazing.
And let's talk about the fact that we have 2 trips that were raffled off at this thing. And that's not even getting into the humidor and getting into all the other stuff. I mean, my God, we were raffling off all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we had, I think, if I remember counting correctly, I think we gave out 14 different raffles.
Yeah, various sizes and this and that and whatever.
So we were trying to get out as much product as possible. Hopefully more people can find out about what we've done. And with that, more people will give us product to donate so we can give even more out next year. So if you guys have people that you know out in that industry and you want to help support Nick and the festival here, please let them get in touch with him, get him in touch with me, however it works.
And I think that's something else that you and I need to touch on real quick.
Okay.
I think a huge shout out needs to go to our presenting sponsor, Villiger Cigars.
100%.
Renee and Hector and everybody at Villiger truly came through for this event. I mean, it was a huge opportunity to showcase their cigars to our crowd and to everybody who attended. I mean, like, all of them enjoyed it. All of them, bought heavy. And, I mean, my God, you ran out.
I've ran out of almost all of Villiger's product except for 2 lines. With that being said, I have back orders that I have to literally place orders on Monday and mail them to people. So I could not have asked for anything more.
Yeah.
Other than more participants so more people can see what's going on and how much love people have for Nick and this podcast. And coming down to Florida is never a bad thing for most people. It's been amazing. Great weekend. I do want to one more shout out.
Okay.
I have to shout out to my staff who did an amazing job all the way around.
They really did.
Lisa, Justin, Monkey, Mackenzie. You guys, without you, we could not have pulled this off. So thank you again very much for everything.
All of them hustled their asses off. And
all weekend.
Wonderful, wonderful service. And I've heard nothing but great compliments from everybody about them.
Fantastic. But we also have to thank our non-presenting sponsors, too.
I was going to say, we have Aladino, who, Trey Mac Shipley's here, and we'll have him on the show here shortly. But, Trey Mac's here. He's been here all weekend and slinging deals and doing business. And, I mean, he's introduced a lot of great people to the Aladino line.
A new product line, yeah.
To their credit, Justo and the Aroa family donating the trip to the farm. I mean, that's a huge thing as well.
Never been done before from what we hear. So that's a fantastic venture that they got themselves into. And hopefully we can find other people who want to do stuff. And if the same people want to keep coming back to us, we'd love to have them back as well. They did an amazing job.
And that's the other thing. So we have the other sponsors.
Correct.
Of the gift bag.
Yep.
We have United Cigars. We have West Tampa Tobacco.
Blackbird.
We have Blackbird Cigars.
JRE.
There's
Aladino.
And then there was Meyer and Dutch.
And Leaf, Oscar Valladares.
And Leaf by Oscar.
Yep.
And Meyer and Dutch. They, explain who Meyer and Dutch is.
Meyer and Dutch is a broker house that basically, if you know the word CI, the same companies. Scandinavian Tobacco Group is the parent company, if I'm not mistaken, and these all fall under them. And Meyer and Dutch stepped up big with a lot of items to give away, which we did with the raffles and everything.
As well as cigars for the bags.
Cigars for the bags. Actually, they did great. They did 2 cigars, and one of them is a very brand new released cigar. So the people's bags that they got here are just as good as Heritage Fest or any of the other big
I
festivals.
was going to say, by the time it's all said and done, people are walking away with like 15 or 16 cigars.
Other than what they bought,
Other than
it's
what they
truly
bought,
amazing.
and other than also what was given away for cigars for the games. Because I mean, that's the other thing. We had the long ash. And that was fun.
That was a lot of fun. You're watching these people trying
Everybody's
not to
smoking them,
vertically. And they're trying. We had a pretty windy day that day, so that didn't make the thing anything easier. But you had people doing different kinds of decisions on how to do this. Am I going to turn my back? Am I going to hold it upside down?
We were joking that ought to be in the Olympics instead of breakdancing.
I think it would be much more entertaining.
It was way more entertaining and way more exciting.
Because the people in breakdancing kind of look like they're convulsing sometimes. There was one person in particular, I won't bring out Australia, but that's okay.
Ray Gun?
I don't remember.
The lady from Australia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And then obviously there was the long smoke contest.
The long smoke.
And, that went for a while.
That did go for a while.
It went at least an hour 15. I don't remember the exact final
I don't remember
time.
the time, but the person who won it was probably maybe one of the 2 fastest smokers I've ever met.
That's funny.
And they were like, we can't do this. Why are we doing this? I was like, you're getting a free cigar. What are you complaining about?
That was Ashley.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Ashley is a person who went to Honduras with me to the Aladino farm, and they flew in from Texas. And they literally flew in at 4 in the morning. They left Texas at 4. They got here at 1 o'clock, 1:30. They left at 3:30 last night to get back home because they had things they couldn't get away from. But amazing that they came in. She did great. They had a great time, and it was awesome.
It was she and her
Travis.
Travis, yeah.
Yep. So. And they have a cigar shop in Texas called C&S in Bastrop, if I'm not mistaken, is how you say it.
It's outside of Austin.
It's 30 miles east of Austin.
Yeah.
So if you guys are in that area, you might want to go check them out.
Super nice people, wonderful people.
Great folks, and just nothing but good things to say about them. So
that's awesome. And then we had the fast smoking contest.
Well, yeah, that was fun.
Justin and I talked about that.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
But if you've heard it already, then I don't need to poke the bear anymore. Throwing up on my floor in my store is a little different, but okay.
In all fairness, you did give them puke buckets.
And he refused to carry it with him. I gave all of them the bucket, and he refused to carry his with him.
Then that's on him.
Well, yes, all over him, not just on him.
Well, thankfully, he lives here in the village, so he was able to just quickly pop upstairs and, relax and shower.
Very much so. And we were all thankful for that.
We were all thankful for that. Well, Ken, I cannot express my thanks enough, not just for hosting, all the back-end work that went into making this a reality. It's like I was talking about earlier. There's so much stuff that has gone into this that little stuff that nobody will ever know, and it's hard to define. But it's all that kind of stuff. And so I cannot express just how happy I am that we were able to give you such a positive weekend in terms of revenue. Because again, that's part of my goal. It's like I want everybody to win.
Circle of life.
And so I really am so happy that it was so beneficial for you to do this, because it was beneficial for me and all of my people to come and hang out.
Definitely.
And so I look forward to next year.
Definitely looking forward to next year. And then I'm going to make a shout out for myself, and it's going to be to René and Hector. Having a president of a company to come down and sit with us for a day and a half is almost unheard of in an event, something like this.
Especially when Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival is going on at the same time.
So I want to give a big shout out to them. Also want to say the same thing for Trey, who came out and took his time to come and spend time with us. I know he's an extremely busy guy, and if you guys ever get to meet him, thank him. And also don't listen to his stories. Whatever you do, don't listen to his stories.
Now, the only other thing that I have to do is I have to point out that today is your birthday.
Today is my birthday.
So the final day of PulpitFest is your birthday.
Yes. I think we brought that up on an earlier episode.
I think we may have.
We may have.
But I just want to emphasize and say happy birthday, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And
I appreciate it.
We'll go out and party tonight.
Okay, we're going to go do that.
We'll do that.
Sounds good.
So.
Look forward to this next year, and if you guys have any suggestions, send some in. If not, don't worry about it. Then come and be surprised.
We'll figure it out. So, but yes, if you didn't make it this year, go ahead and plan on next year. Once we get the dates finalized, we'll let you know. But you can already start, digging into the area, figuring out what's here.
Yep.
And, coming on down to Palm Coast. So thanks, Ken.
Have a great day, guys. Good to see you again.
I am super excited for Hank. I mean, truthfully, if there's a little tinge of jealousy in me, it's for that trip. That sounds like a really, really awesome trip. I know he's going to have a wonderful time. The red carpet will be rolled out for him by the fine folks at Villiger, and he's going to have one hell of a cigar experience. So Hank, congratulations on that. Now, the other thing that Hank won is he not only won the trip, but he also won the longest dash contest that we held with the Villiger 1888 Nicaragua Churchill. He was the last man standing and had the longest dash in that contest. And then also, we had a drawing. Now, this drawing was for a humidor that was graciously donated by Lisa Cutruzola. Lisa, I'm sorry, I'm butchering your last name. It's Lisa Cutruzola. And she is a member at the Ash and Ale Lounge. And she donated this really great San Cristobal humidor that Ken and she filled up with about 27 cigars. And raffle tickets were going on sale for quite a while for that. And Hank Holcomb, man, he had the lucky draw that weekend. He won that one as well. So not only did Hank win the humidor, he also won the longest ash contest, which got him the box of Villiger cigars signed by Heinrich Villiger, and then he also won the trip to Nicaragua. I mean, the guy was just winning left and right. However, just to touch on other contests that we did have a few other contests, and that would include the longest smoke contest, which the longest smoke contest, we used the La Libertad Toro, and basically everybody was just told, I think it started right at 5, and whoever was the last one that was still smoking without getting to the band and without letting it go out was the winner. And Ashley Pipkin of Austin, Texas, won that contest. Super sweet lady. She and her fiance Travis were there, and they're just wonderful, wonderful people. I think fiance. I think that's what Trey Mac told me. I hope they're not married already. Anyway, bottom line is they're together. She and Travis were there. Super great people. They have a shop. They're cigar shop owners, and they actually have a shop just near Austin, I believe. And I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but they're wonderful people, so look them up. And then we also did the infamous fast smoke contest with the JFR Lunatic 10 by 100. And 3 people participated in that. A gentleman by the name of Justin, which we're going to hear from Justin in a little bit. Teddy, listener Teddy, which we'll hear from Teddy in a little bit. And then we also had a gentleman by the name of Joe Stapp. And Joe is the winner of the fast smoke contest. Now, that contest was not without incident. As predicted, somebody did have a little bit of an incident, if you know what I mean, while fast smoking that in the heat and humidity and everything. However, Joe not only did it, but he did it in 53 minutes. Now, we only asked him to fast smoke to the band. So if you've seen one of these lunatics, he smoked it all the way down just to the band. And I was very impressed with his time. 53 minutes. I mean, that's ridiculous. And so he and I were talking, and we were trying to figure out if that was some sort of a record. And so I messaged Terrence Riley of Aganorsa Leaf, because obviously they're the ones who put it out. And I asked him, I said, hey, I had a question. My podcast listener event is this weekend. The shop that hosted it had a fastest smoke contest with the 10x100. The gentleman who won did it in 53 minutes. We're wondering if you happen to know if there's a record time for that. And Terrence, Joe, here you go, buddy. Terrence responded saying that 53 minutes would be a record time. One guy did it in an hour and 42. And so, so Joe at the Ash and Ale not only won the contest, but crushed the prior record. So good on you, Joe. I guess that buzzing nicotine high that you were feeling afterwards was worth it for that. So good for you. So why don't we now go ahead and cut to some more interviews? Now we're going to hear from Trey Shipley of Aladino Cigars. We're going to talk with him about the event. And then afterwards, we're going to hear from Justin Simmons. And Justin was a pretty big winner, too. And you will hear all about that here in just a minute. Aladino Corojo. And we're here with Trey Shipley of Aladino Cigars. How you doing, buddy?
Aladino Corojo.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. So, how's PulpitFest treating you?
PulpitFest.
PulpitFest.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, okay. So, there's so many different ways that I could go with this. But overall impression of the event. We'll start with that.
Busy.
It's been busy.
Crazy.
Yeah?
A lot of sales.
A lot of sales.
Florida.
Right?
Amazing.
Yeah?
A lot of sales, a lot of tails. That's what I got to say.
So, let's just start here. So Friday, you sold a shit ton of cigars on
You
Friday.
do it, huh? What?
Friday. You
Friday.
sold a shit ton of cigars
That
on
was
Friday.
unexpected. I mean, I kind of thought Friday was going to be like the chill day.
Yeah.
People trickling in, but most people get in on Saturday. That's
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. No, I was terrified. Friday night, I was like, I'm not going to have anything left.
Well, yeah, because, I don't know, we
I'm not gonna
only,
have anything left.
crushed Kenn's sales record.
All time.
In the one day. And then we still had Saturday to go, so we had that going on. And then in terms of Saturday, you sold everything you didn't sell on Friday.
Yeah, and then, we had a third day today.
Yeah, today.
And I'm like, I got no extras. The goodies are gone, folks.
So,
Goodies were gone yesterday.
They can place some reserve orders with Kenn, though.
Absolutely. And not opposed to that, but I like handing things.
Well, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I like you to know this freebie came from me.
Now, you also got to meet some parishioners. There's a few that
I have not met.
That were
were a
new
few.
ones to you, and ones that you were that were very excited to meet you.
I did. There's some people out there that, no. People are nice. Then other people flip me off when they walk by.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know who that guy was.
Who's that guy? He's flipping me off. I know what that means.
Okay,
That's
Kenn.
an invitation. That's what that is. Anyway, parishioners. Lots of parishioners I hadn't seen. This is Florida. This is new country. We get to meet new people.
And that was kind of the whole point of moving.
Yeah. But also people that I'm shocked I hadn't met before.
Yeah.
Mustache wearing.
Oh, Mr. Noah. That's
Noah.
true. We did have Jerry Pulaski pop by.
Oh, yeah. To pop it. That's a key word.
He
there.
did. He came in all beachy.
He's a herpetologist.
And that's the thing. He's out herping right now, and so we weren't able to get him on because he's out in the Everglades picking up snakes.
I'm gonna get him a shirt that says "Herpins for life."
Herpins for life.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Once you get to herping, you never get rid of it.
Never get rid of herping.
But no. So you knew Kenn.
Yeah.
Through one of the farm tours.
Yeah. He came to Honduras, and we spent quality time.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, we got to know each other really good in
bet.
a foreign country, and then next thing you know, here we are in.
So what do you think of the Ash and Ale?
The Ash and Ale is fantastic. This little village is phenomenal, especially here today. There's a whole market going on.
Farmers
here.
market and every pop up. It's great.
Yeah, I might have to buy me a dream catcher at some point in time.
I bet you could find that.
Depends on the Florida girl selling them, I think.
So
maybe a conch shell. Maybe I can start playing the conch
there
shell.
you go.
I'm sure somebody's selling conch shells.
You could pull that off.
We got great food.
Yes.
Food around here is awesome. You
Kenn
don't have to go anywhere.
Kenn has been a fantastic host for us this whole time that we've been here. I mean,
couldn't ask for anything more.
He has just treated us wonderfully. And
especially knowing that, it's his birthday.
I know, right?
He still goes all out. He's very selfless, thinks of everybody else. And I'm like, it's your birthday, man.
Right. Now, you've been to a lot of lounges. You've met a lot of people. You've seen a lot of staff. How have the staff here been?
Well, I've seen a lot of staff. A lot of staff in my days.
I don't mean Joel.
Not the kind of staff I was talking about.
You guys rooming together out there in Vegas at the PCA together. It's like, I've seen some staff.
The cream doesn't always rise to the top, if you know what I mean.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, some people are understaffed, is what I was saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, no, the staff here.
I'm going to let it go.
Absolutely phenomenal. Let me tell you about Kenn's staff. That's a joke.
Oh. I mean, I haven't seen it.
I mean, he's got big-ass feet, so I'm assuming. Shout out to Ken's staff. Anyway, no, on the real.
No, on the real.
Everybody that works there, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I met a man named Monkey.
Monkey was awesome.
A man named Monkey.
I want to give Monkey credit. He would walk up to somebody, introduce them, and immediately know their name, and he was on top of it. And that impresses the hell out of me because I am not great with names. Like, I know faces, but I'm not great with names. It'll take me a little bit.
Yeah.
But that dude was, like, on it.
Yeah,
and
you remember Monkey. You'll
always remember Monkey.
And now I'll always remember Justin.
That's true.
Justin went above and beyond numerous times while we were out here.
Yep.
And I learned something about that man.
What's that?
Not only does he go above and beyond for everyone else, he goes above and beyond no matter what he's doing.
Okay.
Smoke that lunatic.
Oh, yeah. Well, he did his best.
Well, he did the best.
Until he lost.
He just didn't hold his breakfast.
Yeah. And at that point, it went to Joe.
It did, and soldier down. But Justin, very impressive. I'll never forget this. But also your customer service, all the way to the top. Appreciate that.
Fantastic.
And then we got Mackenzie.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah. No, in fact, Kenn's got me hooked on these Trulies here while we're out here, which I thought those things were bullshit. Not these new ones.
The tequila sodas?
Yeah, because the effervescence is gone. And oh, these are actually
this is not all bubbly
nice
yeah.
So he gets me stuck on them, and Mackenzie's, she knows that I've got a propensity now for these things.
So she's feeding them to you.
And I had one. Now I hadn't cracked it open, and I was just letting her know, hey, please put one more of these on my tab.
Yeah.
You know what she did?
What?
She went and got one and cracked it open and gave it to me.
Well,
I was like, that's not what I meant. I was telling you I was drinking one. I was letting you know. And she's like, wow. She's like, she went above and beyond. She was looking out for your boy. So shout out to Mackenzie. She's done a great job. Everybody here. And then we have
Lisa was helping out with registration.
She's
I know.
The mom of the whole place.
Dude, she brought us barbecue sandwiches that first day. She's like, here, I made homemade sandwiches.
You can't say enough about Lisa.
No.
You really can't. Sweetheart of a woman. Absolutely fantastic. Glad to know that now her and I are connected for life, whether she likes it or not. She won the humidor.
She did win the humidor.
It's the Aladino
humidor.
And,
and in all fairness, I would like to point out, anybody's like, oh, the staff won the humidor, or this and that and whatever. Lisa is a huge cigar smoker.
She balled out.
I don't think anybody spent more money than she did.
I would be shocked.
I mean, she
went
went all in on the deals.
She was buying.
Yeah, she was stocking.
Which is the way to do it.
Exactly.
You're not going to get deals like this any time of the rest of the year.
Yeah.
If you like a product,
go big or go home.
Exactly.
Yep.
Smart woman.
Very
not only beautiful but intelligent.
There you go. Now let's talk about the fact that Justin, who also bought big, also is a listener of the show, and also works part-time here. He's going to the farm.
Justin will be joining us in Honduras.
Yes.
And couldn't be more happy.
Now,
very deserving young man.
I did speak with Justin earlier, and he explained the situation, with the Suches, and they're wonderful people, but obviously for a variety of reasons, chose to give the trip to him. And oh my gosh, we got a party crasher. He just couldn't get enough. He couldn't get enough.
Yeah.
But he'll get enough tonight for his birthday, let me tell you.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
you know how there's Barbie dolls?
Yeah. There's Kenn dolls, too.
And this is psychedelic Kenn.
Oh, there we go.
Like,
we're talking Barbies.
Yeah, if they
Barbies
had
and Kenns.
Yeah, if they had 60s Kenn in some tie-dyed.
Yeah.
This
I
is the
could see
dude.
it.
In fact, maybe it's something we could work on.
Oh, there we go. I like that idea.
We make Kenn dolls.
We can get a Kenn doll.
Yeah.
I like it. We'll have to get some Barbie dolls to cut the hair off to get the ponytail to the Kenn doll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but anyway, so the Suches, they were very gracious and they gave the trip to Justin.
Yeah, which was a touching moment. There's been some tears shed over these 3 days.
I know they were very excited to go, but at the same time, they've got a very exciting, thing on the horizon for them personally that it just kind of didn't work out.
And we would never put somebody in a bad spot. Family comes first no matter what.
There you go.
Family first, all the time. And speaking of family, they won, so they're part of the family anyway.
There you go. There you go. Well, and my God, they love your cigars.
They're good people.
I mean, Susan was talking about all the different ones that you introduced her to this weekend.
That's what we've done here.
And that's the part that I really am thankful for, is that, everybody was able to learn a little bit about, your cigars, Villiger Cigars, and the Ash and Ale. It's like this was a great learning experience for the parishioners and their different knowledge deficiencies. Let's put it that way. Yeah. People that don't know the lounge, people that don't know the different brands, they learned about all of it.
Yeah. It's a big coming together.
It is. It is.
And René, by the way, René was fantastic.
Super nice dude.
Very nice guy. Spent a lot of quality time with everyone, treated everyone with the utmost respect. Just couldn't say enough about that man. And Hector as well. Hector, very professional. Loved him.
Perfect. Now, Kenn and I have spoken. Ash and Ale will be the host of PulpitFest next year, 2025.
The council has spoken.
The council has spoken.
That's awesome.
We're figuring out the dates.
So, parishioners, don't waste your time. Listen to your boy. You missed out on a lot.
Yep.
A lot.
If you didn't make it,
this was unlike anything ever. This was
didn't make
phenomenal. I mean, even if we could just pan around and see what's going on right now. I mean, it's insane. This village, you plan this out in advance. You get a room here in the villages.
Yeah.
You don't need to go anywhere. And guess what? If you do need to go somewhere, it's all within 20 minutes. Flagler. Breakfast and Flagler.
Let's talk about some of that.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, the restaurants you and I have been to. Dolce de Leche, the little Cuban place we had breakfast.
Great
Holy
Cuban
crap.
joint.
And as we're sitting there, we look out the window, and what do you see?
Dolphins.
Fucking pot of dolphins. Like a big one, and it hung out there for a long time.
Yeah. No, there's like a whole pod.
And then we go down to the Funky Pelican for breakfast one day, sit out on the patio and have breakfast there.
Right on the ocean.
Right on the ocean. We the Conch House. We had dinner at the Conch House.
Some gator tail. Not just gator tail, local gator tail.
You got me to try gator tail.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. It was chewy, but whatever.
Gator tail's amazing.
But, you had that shrimp and grits, and my God, that chunk of cornbread.
Oh, that was dense.
It was dense.
It was very dense.
But let's talk about that key
Not
lime
for
pie.
beginner. Oh, the key lime pie was the star of the show.
I want to go back just for the key lime pie.
Yeah, well, I mean,
we're going to be up that direction. We might have to pop by just for a to-go slice.
Oh, I wouldn't argue with it.
I
would not argue with it.
Can pull up. We're going to bail out, get a couple of slices to go. We'll be back in the car in 5 minutes.
Yep. Little diabetes to go, please.
There you go.
Let's do it.
I mean, it was good.
I'm in.
Stupid good. And those hush puppies. I get to watch him eat a hush puppy.
Yeah, but you didn't see the full.
I didn't know.
Because the hot sauce out here is very thick. And to eat a hush puppy properly, you need a more runny sauce.
Okay.
Because the hush puppy is really just a vessel for hot sauce.
It's a hot sauce delivery vehicle.
Yeah, you take that little ball of delicious fried dough, you just bite off the cap, and then you use your hot sauce, and you just keep filling it. Soak it up until it reaches the brim.
I learned a lot about Trey Mac's eating habits over this trip.
Should I share one more with the group?
Oh, let's talk about the 2 tips
well,
you gave.
The second one is a little overboard.
Is it
it's
though?
Not for
because
beginners. The first one's for beginners. The second one's not for beginners.
Whatever.
So we'll start with the first.
I think the first one's worse than the second one, to be honest. But whatever.
Listen.
So yeah, I learned a lot about this guy this week.
I've been doing this for years, since 2006.
Dear God.
Never gotten sick once.
Okay.
Okay. And I do it a lot.
Okay.
And not only that, people make fun of me, but then when I get random messages from people in my past all the time, and it'll be like, I did that burrito thing, and it has changed my life.
The burrito thing. We're going to call it the burrito thing. So, so what is the burrito thing?
So, any of y'all out there, if any of you aren't aging your burritos.
Aging your burritos.
You're doing yourself a disservice.
And we're talking like Chipotle burrito.
Chipotle is the best aging burritos. It's kind of like not all cigars age the same way.
Yeah.
Not all burritos age the same way either.
So describe the aging process.
So it took me a long time to really nail down this process, but it happened as a mistake back in college.
Okay.
Where I was like, I'm on a budget. I need calories to last me a couple days, blah, 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 blah. Not a lot of money.
Yeah.
Chipotle is very filling.
It is.
So I went and bought 3 burritos.
Okay.
And the idea was for those 3 burritos to last me 3 days.
Okay.
3 burritos, 3 days of food. Well, I might have, not paid attention to what I was doing. And I may have never put the burritos in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Which is what a normal person would do.
Something would do, yeah.
Not normal. Not normal.
We figured that out. If anybody listens with any regularity, they know that.
So I wake up the next day, and I'm hungry, and I want my burrito, and I'm like, oh, no, I left it out on the counter. Did not put it in the fridge. But I'd already spent all my money. I had no money. This was it. If I wanted to eat, this is all we had to eat. So begrudgingly, I'm like, let's do this. This is my only option. I bit into the first bite, and life changed forever. I was like,
day old burrito.
Bro, not just good. Overwhelming. It's like a whole nother element.
It's the cream of the crop.
Yes. We're not just going to the ionosphere, brother. We're going to the stratosphere and beyond. It's just like my whole mouth just lit up. Like kind of when you get that cigar that you didn't know you loved. And like that. Okay? And the thing is, what happens when you age these burritos, and you got to do it, I've learned, room temperature. No. You put it in the fridge, you're going to destroy. You're not going to destroy the inside of the burrito. You're going to destroy the tortilla. You don't want to screw up that tortilla.
Okay.
Room temperature tortilla becomes very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
And then everything on the inside of that burrito kind of congeals, especially that sour cream. You don't just get like patches of sour cream. It infiltrates the entire burrito over time. And it's just wonderful concoction of a cornucopia of
cornucopia.
Yeah.
It's a plethora.
It's a plethora of cornucopia. That's what it is.
Cornucopia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, trust me, just try it one time. Now, here's the rules. 8 hours is the minimum. Okay?
Dear God.
8 hours at room temperature will get you where you need to go. And that's if you want to experiment with this, try that. 8 hours, age your Chipotle burrito. Wow. But if you really want to take it to the next level, 24 to 48 hours.
48 hours.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going longer.
Well, no, because you have dairy products in there with the cheese and the sour cream.
And every preservative known to man. So that's why, you have no worries.
Dear God.
You don't.
Okay.
Have you seen these people that put McDonald's out and it lasts a year?
I have seen that, actually.
There's a reason. These things are, listen, this is why Americans, our food is trash. But at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to age our burritos.
Okay. So now, that's food tip 1. You going to get into food tip 2?
Let's see how the people react to food tip 1.
Okay, all right.
Because they're
we'll
not going to
that.
listen to me on food tip 2 unless the parishioners go out and try food tip 1 and leave their experiences in the chat.
Okay. Now, the other thing I want to touch on before I let you go, let's talk about the Ghost Tour.
Oh, you want to go about the ghost
Oh,
tour?
yeah, let's talk about the ghost
okay.
tour.
Well, you
So-
weren't there.
No, I wasn't. But I've heard your story, and I wanted this relayed. So Thursday, you and I and Ken went to dinner at the Conch House.
Yeah.
And after we had dinner, and I had a very large dinner, we all had very large dinners. We went down to St. Augustine, go down to the nice historic part, and we're walking around. And it was hot, it was humid.
Very nice little town.
It was a very wonderful place. It was hot, it was humid. I was very full of lobster mac and cheese and key lime pie. And I was in, flip-flops on uneven, historic streets. So, I did some walking. And we went around. We saw a couple cigar shops. We went to a nice rum bar.
Yeah.
And then at some point, you guys decided that you wanted to do this walking ghost tour that was also a pub crawl.
Yeah. Now, just to be honest here, I'm not sure Ken really wanted to do it. But when it came up in conversation, I'm like, when I travel,
That sounds fun.
I'm down to get weird. I
Yeah.
want to try the weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a good idea. Sometimes it's bad. You don't know unless you dip your toe in the weird.
Yeah.
Right? And a ghost tour, trust me, the people that run those things are always not
always
normal.
weird.
And I'm not normal, so let's just see how it goes.
So now, you guys decided to do that. I went to a cigar shop that we visited called Isabella's, and I had a wonderful time sitting there with a gentleman named Ben. And I sat outside. The weather turned very quickly. We had a front or something shift or move in or whatever. All I know is it got really kind of windy for a little while, but the temperatures got wonderful. It got super pleasant. I sat outside and had a couple of really nice cigars. And but you went on your walking tour, and you can relay that.
So there were some interesting things that happened. Number one, like, if you've never been on a ghost tour, you never know what you're going to get.
Yes.
Some of the tour guides are very hippy-dippy, very spiritual. Others are very matter-of-fact and like, no, I believe this 1,000% and blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of get somebody like the one we got.
Let's talk about
where
that.
She was very passionate and very fun about what she does. But she was also very loud, boisterous, and flamboyant, if you will.
Flamboyant.
She's a flamboyant woman.
Okay.
But lots of fun. And
she looked like she'd be lots of fun.
She was, okay, cute, and I think in most states, she might have been like an 8.
Yeah.
Florida's a little different.
Yeah,
a lot of hotties down there. So
that's true.
So she doesn't really realize how hot she probably is.
Okay,
She's Florida,
okay.
Which is perfect for a guy like me. Because I'm like, here's a woman that does not know how hot she is. I'm the perfect guy. Perfect guy. And we hit it off.
You did.
Right away. Mainly because, I do these things all the time when I travel. So I I got the weirdness ready to go.
Okay.
I'm not just going to be like, oh, let me hear a ghost story. No. And the first one she tells is and this guy they found in the bathtub, face down, ass up. Literally said that. That's what she said. And I'm like.
And you cannot hear those words and not pounce on that.
Which, for me at first, as a gentleman, I go, perhaps he wasn't killed. Perhaps he just went into the bathroom the opposite direction he should have. Has anybody ever thought about that? Maybe, I don't know about you, but I usually go feet first into the bathtub.
Okay.
Apparently this guy went
Maybe
face
he
first.
went face first.
Maybe that was the mistake.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. But that was my end. Slowly, okay, this guy's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then I just every ghost after then I'm like, were they found? Face down, ass up. Because I need to know, is there something going on in the spiritual world out here where
is this a common theme?
Is this what happens out here in St. Augustine?
Should I be sleeping on my back at night?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to know these things.
Yeah.
So that was the running joke, and, I was having a lot of fun. She was playing along. She loved it.
Yeah.
So it ended up, I'm walking next to her the whole trip. She's doing her thing, and we're almost like partners.
You're making time.
Yeah, making time. Things are going great. But I can tell. Ken?
Wasn't having
Not really vibing with this chick. In fact, I think she was driving Ken up the wall. And I'm just kind of every stop, I can tell Ken's not really digging it. And I'm like, dude, just the next stop. Just let's go to the next stop. We got to go to the next pub. Let's keep doing this. And next thing I know, we go down this road, and Ken goes, that's the opposite direction of where Nick is. We're going further away from Nick. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm sure this thing comes full circle.
It obviously would. It would have taken you back to the starting point.
Which is right next to you.
Yeah, it was right next to me.
So I'm like, let's just play this out.
Yeah.
He's not having it. And then the next stop goes a little further from where you are. And he's like, we got to cut this off. We got to go. And so then I'm sitting here
he
like.
used me as the excuse, saying that he had to get back to pick me up. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on the patio, living my best life, having a cigar, talking to Ben. Now, granted, Ben was going to close by 10 o'clock.
But there were seats outside.
And I'm sure Ben would have been fine if I just would have sat there by myself and waited for you guys. And I was fine doing so.
I'm sure you were absolutely happy right where you were at.
I was perfectly good.
But no, Ken's ready to walk back across
Ben
town.
even had a phone charger, so I charged my phone. Got my phone from 8 to 80%.
Oh.
So I mean, I even had a phone. So I mean, I was.
You were good.
I was great.
You were good. So all of a sudden it was like, we have to go. And of course, I'm not going to argue. Like,
Yeah.
You know,
He's your ride, so
he's my ride. What are you going to do? So like, I just, hey everybody, we actually got to cut the show. We got to go. And like, oh, and then she runs over and gives me a hug.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I'm not normal, so when she gave me a hug, I like chewed on her ear and went. And then she's like, oh, you should do that every time you give a hug. And I was like,
Oh my God.
so she liked it.
Yeah.
And we walk back and we get you and we get in the car.
And we're heading back.
And we're heading out.
At a stoplight.
And
We see the tour.
the tour.
And what do?
Well, I might have rolled down the window.
And you might have yelled at her.
Maybe.
And she may have run over to the car and started jumping up and down for you.
She did leave the group.
She left her group completely on the side of the road as she ran over to the car to jump up and down for you.
Yep. Came over to the window, blew a kiss, and then we vanished into the night sky.
And you didn't get her number.
No.
It's a fail.
Not a fail on my part.
I mean, I think the moral
It was
of
a
this
forced
story.
fail.
I think the moral of this story is that Kenn has some work to do on his wingmanship.
Here's what I think. All these people that tell me I'm a great wingman, in the end, they're like, I don't want Trey to get none.
I love it. Oh, my God.
I was right there.
You're right. I could tell. She was into you.
She could have drove me home.
She could have. Of course, then she'd know where Kenn lives.
And that's probably why Ken was like, we got to get home.
Probably.
Yeah.
You didn't want that happening.
Yeah. But anyway, shout out to those ghost tours in St. Augustine. I learned a lot.
What was her name? Do you remember?
Ashley.
Oh, my gosh.
I
Multiple
know.
Ashleys of the weekend.
Yeah, I've got a list.
Well, cool. Well, Trey Mac, seriously, man, thank you for everything. And before I let you go,
Yeah.
what are you smoking?
Oh, Rancho Luna, which is,
Yeah?
we did away with Rancho Luna. Right now it's only in about 5 stores. We rebranded it, reblended everything. We want a cigar that is accessible in that like $6 to $7 range. That's long filled, not short filled and not bitter and nasty, but like an actual quality cigar.
Yeah.
At $6 to $7.
Yeah.
So I brought these out to the shop today to kind of pass out to the folks to be like, these will launch, sometime next year.
There you go.
They're in a small number of stores right now as a test pilot program, and yeah. So this one's a Habano.
There you go.
We also have a Connecticut and a surprise third one to be announced next year.
Okay. Not Maduro.
Not a Maduro,
Not a Maduro.
but it's darker.
Okay. All right. Well, buddy, thank you so much for everything.
Dude, no. We've thanked Kenn, and I love Kenn and the staff.
Yeah.
Ken's staff, wonderful.
Yeah.
Ken's got a great staff.
He does have a great
Yeah,
staff.
just straight up and down. It's great staff.
Good God.
But I haven't thanked you.
Oh, what did I do?
You and the parishioners together as one. It's a mighty. You talk about a staff.
Tell that to
I
them.
mean, it leans a little bit, but it's good. And to all the people that came out to support Pulpit Fest, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You
to
guys
everybody.
are awesome. You're the life of the party. Shout out to old Trent. He pops up everywhere I go. Teddy, he's a attaboy. Teddy, he's always down for the weird.
Yeah,
He's always here. I saw him up on the balcony this morning. He was having a cigar. We were trying to open up the shop. So shout out to Teddy for making the drive. And we had people from Michigan.
I was say Sean Beaudry and his wife.
Sean. a long ways away. Wonderful folks.
Yeah.
We had people from Wisconsin.
Noah and Alicia.
Yeah. I mean, all over the damn place.
I know.
It's
They come
fantastic.
from all over.
They come for you.
Ah.
You're the one that brings all this together.
Well,
And now they know Kenn, and they'll come out here for Kenn too. But
and hopefully next year we can bring even more listeners from other
No.
places together.
if you're a
to where-
parishioner, you're being nice. I'm tired of being nice.
Okay.
If you're a parishioner out there, loyal servant that listens, loves the podcast, and you didn't come, you missed out. You missed out bad. Never again, folks. Never again. You want to be here in Palm Coast at Ash and Ale. You're going to meet Kenn. If you didn't meet Kenn, you're missing out.
I hear you. I agree with them. Make sure you come.
Yeah, my man. I love this guy.
He's
So-
got a wonderful staff.
He's got a great staff. Kenn's got a great staff. Anyway, all you parishioners out there, quit being lazy. Get off the couch. You want to be here. Look at my crooked finger. It made the trip. All sorts of perils to get to this point.
my
But we're
God.
here right now. And it was the wonderful experience. I would do it again 1,000 times. We're going to do it 1,000
We're
more
going
times.
to do it 1,000 times.
And I think you mentioned before we go possibly a Cuba trip.
No, I
Pulpit
didn't
Fest.
mention a Cuba
Yeah,
trip.
you did. You said Cuba Pulpit Fest.
There's a lot that needs to happen for that. I don't think
Not
that's
a lot. No, I think just a pontoon that needs to get fixed. And then,
I really seriously think you're underestimating the ability of Kenn's pontoon boat to make it to Cuba.
no. It has nothing to do with the boat. It has everything to do with the motion of the ocean.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
NASA can fly a spaceship around the moon and use its force to slingshot it back to America. We can do the same thing with Cuba.
So you think we just need to ride the current all the way to the north,
And then we
find
and then it slingshots us around. Yes.
slingshots us down
NASA
south.
taught me that.
Oh, okay.
There's no
Okay.
reason it wouldn't work under this firmament.
Okay. I didn't think you trusted NASA.
Hell no, I don't trust NASA. That's why I want to do it on a boat and prove them wrong. When we get stranded somewhere.
Okay. So we're not
Listen,
going to Cuba. We're
no,
going
no.
to some deserted
No,
island
listen,
somewhere.
If Amerigo Vespucci can do this shit, so can we.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to bring a volleyball and name it Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But come, you're missing out. This is so awesome. Time of my life, favorite event of all time. Awesome. Let's do it again.
We'll
and
do it again.
And again and again. Thanks, brother. You
Thanks,
did a
Trey.
fantastic job.
Appreciate it.
Wonderful time. And,
Always a pleasure.
Trey Mac out.
All right. And we've got Justin with us. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. It's been a great Pulpit Fest. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We're in the home stretch now.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the home stretch.
But at the same time, a little sad it's coming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, it always has to come to an end, but but it's been a wonderful time.
It has.
And you've had a very memorable Pulpit Fest.
I have.
So let's talk about this for a minute. Somebody's going to Honduras.
Yes. So we had a drawing last night. Aladino was gracious enough to offer a trip to Honduras to their farm and to explore and learn everything about their place. And they had a drawing for that last night. And good friends of mine actually pulled the winning ticket. So they were gifted with that. Unfortunately for them, they're in the process of about to close on a house they've been saving for 5 years. And they are the most wonderful people. They made the decision to gift that trip to me as I have a passion in cigars and really getting into the industry. And
you love Aladino.
I love Aladino. Aladino is so good. One of my top 3 cigars right now is an Aladino. So ever since my friend Kenn, who owns the shop we're at, went down there, he told me about everything he learned. I was just nerding out. Like, I want to go learn.
Yeah.
I want to experience what you experienced. And now, through the graciousness of the people who won, I get that opportunity. So it's fantastic.
No, that is awesome, and they're super awesome people, and I know they were very excited when they won.
Oh yeah.
But they took a minute to kind of think about it for a moment, and it's I'm sure that Trey Mac's making it up to them and everything.
Oh, I'm
but,
sure he was talking to them about them in the future. He's not going to forget them.
Yeah.
As they did win. They did win. They're so gracious to offer that to me. I can't express how much that means to me.
But you get to look forward to this trip now.
I'm so excited.
I mean,
it's not just like cigars smoking out the ass. It's going to be, I'm going to learn everything about the process from start to finish, from planting of the seed to me smoking the cigar. And I can't be more excited.
That's awesome. So aside from the fact that you're going to Honduras now, what's been your favorite part of Pulpit Fest?
Oh, man, it's all been so good. Obviously, I love talking to René and Hector, Trey Mac, yourself. and just picking apart, learning different things, helping out. Also on staff. I'm a member, friend, and staff here. So just serving all the people, seeing them all come together, it just meant the most to me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously last night we did the fast smoke, and I kind of lost the cookies. So that
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you brought it up.
Yeah.
But I've been worried about that since the start. From the moment that contest came about, I said, Ken, you're having these people smoking 10 by 100 lunatic in the August Florida heat. I said, are you wanting people to throw up? And there were three of you. Three of you competed. It was you and Teddy and Joe.
And I was the little guy by at least 150 pounds. I was the little guy.
True. I would say you were the little one. You were in the hunt, though.
Oh, yeah. I got to the band right, like we were neck and neck. But as soon as I got to the band, I lost it. So that put me out. But obviously, it's a 4-hour smoke. I'd done it previously in 2.5 hours, just normal fast smoking.
And Joe did it. I mean, Joe won.
Yeah,
he did it in 53 minutes,
which is ridiculous. So I'm trying to keep up with him. I'm watching him. I'm smoking. I'm puffing harder than I ever have in my life.
I heard you were pacing around the room, which probably also didn't help.
I had like 7 people's worth of nicotine in my body.
Well, that's the other thing. So we did the test blend.
Mm-hmm.
We did the long ash.
Yep.
We did the slow smoke.
Yep.
You had other cigars.
Yep.
And then on top of all that, you decide you're going to take this table leg and fire that up and try and smoke it in less than an hour.
And that's why they named it the lunatic, I
I guess.
guess.
And let's be real, it was rather warm yesterday.
Oh, it was warm.
Very humid.
Oh, yeah.
So you probably had some dehydration issues going on.
And a Friday and the first half of Saturday, I was running around here working as well, so I was well exhausted.
Yeah. So it just kind of all added up to
a memory for everybody else.
Well, again, we all knew it was going to happen. It's just who was it going to happen to?
I'm proud to provide entertainment.
And after talking to Joe, if you'd have held out maybe just a couple more minutes, it probably was going to be Joe. I talked to him at the end. That dude was so like the nicotine buzz he had going on. His eyes are big as saucers, and he's just tweaking. But
and the whole time he's like, "This tastes horrible. It's too big. It's too fast. It's too much." But congratulations to Joe for getting there.
Anyway, well, dude, I mean, so that's probably not a highlight. But it's, something.
It is a memory.
It is.
We'll all talk about this next year, I'm sure.
I was going to say, you're going to catch grief about that for a long time.
Hey, wear it like a badge of honor.
There you go. Well, perfect. Well, I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you're going to Honduras. It's going to be a wonderful time.
Yes,
we'll have to circle up after you get back
100%.
so you can talk about the trip and talk about what you learned and everything like that. And we'll go from there. But, dude.
Thank you.
Very nice. Awesome job on everything. Thank you so much.
It's been
wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I think that's awesome. Justin is a super nice dude, and I know he's a huge Aladino smoker, so he is going to be so excited to go on that farm tour in Honduras. I'm super excited for you, Justin. I hope you have a really wonderful time on that trip. So that's the thing, guys. We not only had one, but we had 2 pretty big trips auctioned or raffled away this weekend. The Puro Sabor, that's a huge event. And you're getting to visit a wide variety of different companies and farms, factories and things of that nature. But then also, to their credit, Aladino opened up and they gave away a farm tour as well. So, that's the thing, man. Like the sponsors of this event, they were so great. And I cannot thank everybody enough. Villiger as the presenting sponsor, I truly... I've showered René with so many thank yous in the past, couple of weeks. But one more is not going to hurt. René, you and Villiger did so much to help make this event huge, and I really do want to thank you for everything. And there's a variety of other companies that I also need to thank. We had a hell of a goodie bag that we gave out. Villiger provided quite a bit of product they provided not only the bag, but also they provided the pack of export cigars. They're little machine rolled ones that René wanted to. That was the thing that René did that I thought was so great is he took advantage of this opportunity to really showcase the line, and that includes the short smokes, the machine made short smokes, all the way up to the high end premium cigars. And so, he provided a pack of the exports in there. There was a lighter and a cutter in the bag. There was also I believe, a Black Forest, cigar. There were other, premium cigars from Villiger in the bag. Additionally, I want to thank Aladino. They provided, cigars for the bag. Blackbird Cigars provided cigars for the bag. ATL Cigars provided cigars for the bag. West Tampa Tobacco provided cigars for the bag. And the cigar they provided, actually, is the West Tampa Red, which was the parishioners' choice for Cigar of the Year for 2023. So that was pretty cool. United Cigars provided cigars for the bag. Meyer and Dutch, which it's like a brokerage firm, and they do a lot with General. They not only provided some CAO cigars for the bag, but they also provided a new cigar called the League of Fat Bastards that I found out a portion of the proceeds from that cigar actually goes towards supporting men's mental health, which I thought was pretty cool. But Meyer and Dutch also provided a few items for the raffle, that took place later that evening. Ash and Ale provided some items in the bag, including personalized little Zippo lighters. I and Kenn both donated Yaguas for every one of the parishioners in the bag. So you had some Yaguas available. Who else am I forgetting? Leaf by Oscar. Leaf by Oscar provided cigars for the bag. I think that's everybody now. It was just, that was the thing. Everybody stepped up. It was a great bag, and for attendees, they walked away happy. They had a lot of cigars available to them, but what was also nice is we decided that everybody was going to get their goodie bag as they left. They got it, to take home with them. And what's been nice is that, and we did that because we wanted to obviously emphasize to everybody, support the shop, and they did. And as you heard from Kenn, this was a record weekend for him at the Ash and Ale. So everybody was very, very supportive. But what's been nice is seeing posts on social media where the parishioners are smoking the stuff from the goodie bags and enjoying, what they got. So, that's also been nice because obviously if you're part of the goodie bag, I want the parishioners to try what you donated and share their thoughts on it. And it's gone very well. So that's good. So speaking of the parishioners, I did manage to sit down and get some time with a couple of them for the podcast here. So why don't we go ahead now and cut to those interviews, and then we'll come back and take care of some other business.
And we're here with Dustin, who came all the way from Tampa. How you doing, buddy?
Great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Now, you brought your family out here, so we have your wife, Danielle, and your daughter. And so tell me your thoughts on PulpitFest.
It's awesome. Especially Ash and Ale. Great place to hang out. If you're ever in the area, please check this place out. The guys are great. They wait on you hand and foot. Awesome place. But this PulpitFest has been amazing. It's been amazing, now, especially with Villiger.
Yeah, Villiger was awesome, and Trey from Aladino has been great.
Yes.
So did you take advantage of some of that? Did you try some cigars that you hadn't had before?
Yes, I picked up some Villiger and also some Aladino. Don't really have those in my area, but the Villiger so far that I've had have been great cigars. That 1888 is amazing.
Yeah. Now, you took part yesterday in some of the games, correct?
Yes, I took part in the Long Ash
contest. And so we were being goofy, and I know that René decided that he wanted to do the 1888 Nicaragua Churchill for everybody because he figured that would, be able to provide a nice long ash. And quite a few people did really, really well with it. How did you fare?
Not very good. Not very good. I was probably like the first person out, but it was a good cigar.
I don't think you were the first person out, were you?
It was close.
Close. Okay. All right. Well, in all fairness, I also decided to stack the deck and put you out in the wind.
Yeah.
So, we made it nice and difficult for you.
Yeah, and it's like a tunnel through here.
It is like with the village and everything. It's a nice tunnel, but you're right. A little bit of a wind flow and everything. But so in terms of the weekend here, you get to come out to this side of the state and have some fun. I mean, what all have you done this weekend?
We did a tour earlier this morning. Went out to a fort. Took a short boat ride just across the river to a island. It was pretty cool. We walked downtown St. Augustine. That's the area that we've stayed in. So we're going back and forth between Palm Coast and Augustine.
Yeah. And then obviously, you're used to some nice seafood and everything down obviously in the Tampa area. But, find anywhere good to eat in the area that you want to highlight?
Didn't really branch out to any of the local places, unfortunately, for any eatery today.
That's all right.
This weekend.
Well, you still got time to fix that.
Yes.
Now you're heading back to Tampa today.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. I love Tampa. I've been there a couple different times. The Ybor City neighborhood and all that. So you have some wonderful cigar shops out there.
Yes.
How does that Chanel rank?
It's pretty up there. From the ones I visited so far, it's pretty up there.
Okay. All right. Well, dude, seriously, I want to thank you and your lovely family for coming out. I hope you had a wonderful time. And, we'll be back here next year for Pulpit Fest, so we'll have to catch up next year.
Oh, I'll definitely be coming next year because as soon as I heard it was going to be in Florida, the plans were already made. I was waiting for the tickets to drop.
Perfect. Well, buddy, thank you so much for taking time out. I appreciate it.
Nice meeting you.
And we're joined by Trent. How you doing, Trent?
Doing good, Nick.
So
I'm at Pulpit Fest.
I was going to say, Pulpit Fest.
Hell, couldn't be better.
So what do you think?
It's great.
Yeah?
It's been different than previous Pulpit Fest.
It has.
A
lot of work that went into this one.
I know it did.
What's your favorite part?
Oh, shit. Oh, just the enjoyment of just coming together with so many people, parishioners, locals here to Palm Coast, getting to hang out with Kenn, always great, I met him at PCA, but, didn't get to spend much time, but.
No, I get it.
So getting to kind of hang out, get to know him a little better and things like that, just, it's always a good time.
That's awesome. Smoke some good cigars.
For sure.
Yeah. And the fine folks from Villiger making a wonderful event with us, along with Trey from Aladino.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They put the work in too. That's for sure.
They definitely did.
They did not fall short on any of the, the support, prizes, anything.
Yeah.
They went above and beyond. That's for sure.
And I want to give credit where credit's due. That you were instrumental in getting cigars from ATL. For the goodie bag, as well as an ashtray and a coffee mug for the raffle giveaways.
Yes, sir.
So I want to thank you for that. That was great. I'm sure everybody appreciates that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I got to meet your lovely family.
You did. Yep. It was your first time getting to meet.
It was.
Sarah. She's not been able to make it up to any of the St. Louis area Pulpit Fest, and so was able to bring her and our two girls, and so it was good.
That's
cool. Good.
Well, and you got to you shared an Airbnb with Noah and his wife, and I think that's fun too because it's like here we have people that have met at previous Pulpit Fest but met through the podcast, and it kind of helped make it easy to where you guys were able to come together and work together to provide housing and during the thing. I mean, it just I like seeing that. I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
So
that's good.
I know that you've been to this area before.
I have.
But in terms of this trip and everything, what's something that you've done maybe aside from Pulpit Fest, something that you want to highlight and tell people? Like, has there been a restaurant or anywhere you've been that you want to highlight?
Definitely a restaurant. We've gone down to Flagler. We went down and spent the day, or spent a little while at the beach on Friday, and then yesterday morning and this morning both. We went to the same place for breakfast, brunch, and called Java Joint, and that place was fantastic.
Okay.
And I don't know how many parishioners know anything about Flagler Beach, but it is a like old school beach town.
Yeah.
It's it's that laid back feel. It's very chill atmosphere, and that's what this restaurant also brought. Just very laid back. We got 2 girls under 2, and the staff there was wonderful with them. We get in there, and Magnolia's getting a little bored and looking around. They bring an Etch-a-Sketch over that they've got there. Just
That's awesome.
It was
very
great.
family friendly.
Yes,
good.
For sure.
Good. Well, very cool. Well, buddy, any final thoughts on Pulpit Fest from this year? Anything that you want to convey to the parishioners that either both made it and maybe didn't make it?
Well, I mean, already, while we were doing the Long Ash contest, I called in to ask the boy.
You did.
And
you did.
And, I said it then. If you don't have FOMO, you're doing something wrong. You're not looking, at the pictures being posted. You're not, if you did not show up this year, you're missing out, and you need to know it because you need to be here next year.
There you go.
There is no reason to not do it.
No, it was a wonderful time, and I thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
really
of
appreciate
course,
it.
of course.
And like I said, it was wonderful meeting your family.
Thank you.
So Trent, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.
And we are here with perennial Pulpit Fest visitor Teddy Caldwell. How you doing, Teddy?
All right. How are you doing?
Good. You made the trip down from Memphis.
Hey, it was a great trip. I enjoyed it.
So tell me, was this a success? Was this a good one?
I think it was undersold, basically.
Undersold.
I expected this and expected that, but it paid off so much more.
Okay.
I mean, the experience itself, the people here, the hospitality. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, honestly, it was just a really great experience. I mean, like not just being around, familiar faces, but meeting new faces, new people, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the breeze when we got the breeze, and even enjoying the rain when we had the rain.
So what's been your favorite part of this year's Pulpit Fest? Because that's the thing. I want to point out. So you've been to all of them.
Yeah.
All 4.
Yeah.
You've been to all 4. So you've seen how it's gotten, whatever. This is obviously a much different experience than the prior 3 years. Mm-hmm. What has been, your favorite parts?
I got to say, maybe one of my favorite parts. Well, no, not maybe. Sorry. Best part of it is, so far, is just the community sense that we kind of have over here in European Village where we're located at right now.
Yeah.
At Ashenell. And what I like about the fact is that it's not just a stagnant crowd. I mean, there's people that are engaging with one another and everything, outside of even cigars. We're not even just talking about in the cigar lounge or everything. We're talking about just all over.
Yeah.
I like my Airbnb that I got, it's very comfortable. I've actually been enjoying the view and being on the balcony and everything like that.
We've seen you on the balcony over there just chilling out.
And I've seen you guys over there too.
We'll be over here and we'll be like, oh, look, there's Teddy.
Yeah, so it's like I'm still with y'all guys and everything like that, even though I'm like across the yard there.
No, that's nice.
Yeah.
And so thoughts on the shop?
Oh, the shop is awesome. Guys, listen, if you have not or, ever wanted to plan on just coming out for a place to chill and everything like that, Ashenell Lounge has got to be the place. First of all, it's the only lounge in the county. I found that out yesterday and everything like that. And it's in the European Village. Now, if you haven't ever heard or, been to the European Village, I would suggest taking a look into it and really checking it out because it's pretty much your one-stop shop destination.
Yeah, you got restaurants and bars and
it's not
shop.
And it's not overcrowded either.
Yeah.
And every day they have different things going on and stuff like that. This time around they got a little pop-up shops all over the place.
I was going to say we're recording on a Sunday and we've got a farmers market going on out in the middle of everything.
Yeah. And with that, you also have places where you can eat. Great restaurants around here and everything like that. It's literally, I honestly was going to try to get out of the village and kind of wander around, but I haven't had any need to.
There
honestly.
you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then obviously this year we had René and Hector from Villiger. We had Trey Mack from Aladino with us. Did you get some good goodies?
Oh yeah, Villiger definitely hooked me up with a great package. Like I said, I got their sampler package because I love samplers.
Yeah.
You get to try everything out and everything. Not to mention they had some really good swag and everything that came along with it. If you're definitely looking at, like I said, PulpitFest, one thing about this being here and everything like that is that if you was really looking for deals on some great cigars and everything like that, this was the time to do it. It was like, this is sort of like what I was budgeting for at this point. I mean, like I'm on a little tight budget, but I was able to come down here, spend a little money and everything like that, and got more bang for my buck than I can imagine. And I was just more grateful for it than anything.
Perfect. And so, next year?
I'm sorry.
As he's taking a drag there.
Sorry, guys. Next year. We'll see. We'll have to see. Because honestly, I like I said, I like the idea of traveling.
Yeah.
Just kind of getting to different spots just to check out places and everything like that new. I heard there was, not trying to put anything out there or anything like that, guys, but, like a lot of things going on in Texas, a couple of shops that, I might want to check out and stuff. But,
for sure.
It just depends on, how the wind blows, I guess.
I get it.
So.
I get it. Well, I mean, you've been to 4. You can't miss 5.
Core. 5 is the magic number, right?
I mean, it becomes the first anniversary one. I mean, you get the little milestones. You get 5, 10, right? I'm going based off of high school reunions, isn't it? 5, 10, and then what? 25 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so we got a long time between 10 and 25, but So, well, perfect. Well, Teddy, as always, it was great for you to come out, and I'm glad you had fun.
It was my pleasure.
It's always a pleasure, dude.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to all the parishioners that took time out to sit down and talk with me. I wish I would have set up the recording equipment a day or two earlier so that I could have gotten more of you. That's one thing. There's a lot of after action chatter taking place, and with an event like this, that's what you do. You sit and you pick it apart and you figure out what worked, what didn't work, and what can you fix for next year. And definitely one of the things for next year is going to be having a dedicated space for the equipment so that I have it all set up and ready to go, so that at any moment we can be recording something. But it was. But I want to thank all of the parishioners. You guys stepped up in a way that I didn't. I truly am humbled by, because this was a risk. This was a gamble. I'd had it in St. Louis a number of years. There were that core contingent group of people that were coming to it in St. Louis, but this time I'm like, let's take it on the road. Let's take it to Florida. And what was cool is not only did I get to see my annual friends, the ones that come every year, but I got to meet a lot of new friends, new people that this opened them up to being able to attend. And that was the whole point. That was the whole point of moving this, was the opportunity to open it up to new people. Now, with that said, one of the other after-action takeaway, items on this was, when we capped the ticket amount, we capped it based upon Kenn's occupancy for the shop. And one thing that, I don't know, perhaps I didn't take into account, and we really didn't, was the prospect that you would have people that sign up that just don't show up. So next year there will be more tickets available to kind of counterbalance that, because one of my things that I've been dwelling on is who missed out on this weekend because the tickets were shut down so early and couldn't go, but then somebody didn't show up and kind of screwed them out of that opportunity. So that's just me. It's me. I guess the point is I'm thinking ahead to next year already, guys. So next year we are going to be bigger, badder, leaner, and faster than this year even.
So as you heard in my conversation with Kenn, we are going to be having it at the Ash and Ale Lounge next year in Palm Coast, Florida. Dates at this moment, we are tentatively. I'm sorry, I'm mid-afternoon here, trying to avoid the afternoon. You don't understand, guys. I have not had a moment to sleep practically since I got home either. That's the other thing, is I need a vacation from the vacation. But tentatively, the dates we are looking at are August 22nd through August 24th. August 24th on that Sunday. It's going to be pretty similar to this year. It's going to be a pretty chill day. We're not really going to have much in the way of activity planned. But it's just, it's that weekend. It's August 24 or August 22 through August 24. So we're looking at that. So I guess if you want to put a little star on your calendar, kind of thinking ahead, that'll be when it's going to come along. And trust me, it's going to be that much bigger, that much better than this year. And you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be great. It's a fun time. This is not a stuffy, uptight, cigar event. This is a fun time. And you're going to meet some awesome people, and you're going to have games, prizes. It's going to be a great time. So now let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit and hear about somebody who did something badass. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. All right, so it's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars, and this is when we're going to talk about somebody who did something awesome. And today we're going to be hearing about Sergeant Major Daniel Joseph Daly. He was a United States Marine and one of only 19 men, including 7 Marines, to have received the Medal of Honor twice. All Marine double recipients, except for Daly and Major General Smedley Butler, received both Medals of Honor for the same action. Daly is said to have yelled, "Come on, you sons of bitches, do you want to live forever?" to the men in his company prior to charging the Germans during the Battle of Belleau Wood in World War I. And Major General Butler described Daly as, quote, "the fightin'est Marine I ever knew." Daly reportedly was offered an officer's commission twice, to which he responded that he would rather be, quote, "an outstanding sergeant than just another officer." And the Medals of Honor are currently on display in the National Museum of the Marine Corps in Triangle, Virginia. So, guys, be like Sergeant Major Daniel Daly and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. Boy, I was saying earlier that the afternoon sleepies are kind of hitting me as I'm recording these. I think I may need to go in the kitchen. Man, I can't even speak. Go into the kitchen and make me some fucking good coffee. Fucking good coffee. It comes in a variety of different blends for all of your coffee palates. I know I could definitely use something with a whole lot of caffeine and pick me up at this point. But you can get it at fuckinggoodcoffee.com. That's FAH kinggoodcoffee.com. And the beauty of fucking good coffee, aside from the fact that it'll wake my ass up in the afternoon, is it pairs well with cigars. Nick, the owner, is a cigar smoker, and he has made it his goal to make sure that the coffee all pairs wonderfully with cigars. Check out the Lounge Blend, which is designed to pair with any cigar, and give that a shot with your morning cup of coffee or morning cigar, or have a cup in the afternoon with your midday cigar. Or hell, maybe you're a night coffee guy. I don't know. Maybe you want to go to bed, wired. have that with your nightcap. But remember, that's fucking good coffee, FAHKinggoodcoffee.com. Don't be a fucker. Drink fucking good. In terms of the socials, I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm also available on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun there. Twitter/X, YouTube, where you can watch this. And guys, I need your calls and questions for the Ask the Pulpit hotline. That's area code 863-874-0000. Once again, just to kind of close things out, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the parishioners who came and had a good time. I really want to thank Kenn and his staff at the Ash and Ale. They were outstanding, we couldn't have done this job without them. I want to thank my dad, who obviously helped a lot with the planning. He and Kenn and I call it the brain trust, but my dad was the organized one and kept us on track, and he scheduled the calls. He kept all the notes. He pushed people to get things done. I mean, my dad really pushed this along, so I really want to thank him. Obviously, huge thanks to René Castaneda and the fine folks at Villiger for everything they did to support this event. It was a wonderful effort on their part, and I think that we definitely introduced the brand to a lot of people and got a lot of people interested in their cigars. Obviously, I want to thank Trey and all the fine folks at Aladino. They did a wonderful job as well supporting the event. This was a really good weekend for both Villiger and Aladino in terms of sales at Kenn's shop. And I think that that's a testament to their efforts and their I think it's also a testament to their support. How do I put this? The parishioners supported them as a thank you for supporting me, if that makes sense. It's what I keep saying. It's that circle of life. And that circle of life was on full display this past weekend at PulpitFest. There's another person I need to give a shout out to. And I've been remiss going all the way up to this point in the episode without mentioning him. But there was parishioner Jeff Andreezy. And Jeff, he had gotten tickets to PulpitFest and something came up and he was unable to attend. And Jeff took it upon himself to call Kenn and purchase cigars out of his own pocket for all the parishioners to be included in their bag. And so everybody who got a goodie bag got an Aganor Salif cigar, and that was courtesy of Jeff Andreezy. And Jeff, you went above and beyond for everybody doing that, and I really thank you for that, because it sucks that you had to miss it, but I think I'm going to see you at the New England Cigar Expo. So if that's the case, I'm pretty sure. If that's the case, then I'll buy you a cigar and get you back for that. So, but anyway, thank you so much, Jeff. And obviously, thank you to everybody else who provided stuff in the bags. I named off everybody before, but real quick, Blackbird Cigars, United Cigars, Leaf by Oscar, Meyer and Dutch, ATL Cigars, West Tampa Tobacco. I'm thinking that might be it. And then obviously the Ash and Ale for providing stuff for the bags. But anyway, it's just been it's been a whirlwind. Anybody who's thrown an event of any sort of size understands that you put so much time and effort into it, then it happens, and then now it's over. And it feels like there's this kind of hole in my life where that was taking play and taking space. And so recording this is kind of like the period at the end of the sentence for 2024. But the work starts on 2025. So Anyway, that's where we're at. So, guys, I hope this was entertaining. I hope that if nothing else, you're sitting back with a serious case of FOMO and thinking, I got to be there next year. And yes, you got to be there next year. It's so, the more people we have, the more fun it is. So, come on, make your plans. Go ahead, pencil in August 22nd and 24th through the 24th for Pulpit Fest 2025 in Palm Coast, Florida. There's so much to do. Just reach out. If you're in the parishioners group, reach out to any of the parishioners who are there. They'll tell you there's so much to do in that area, not just Pulpit Fest. You've got so many good. There were so many good restaurants. I didn't even get to all the restaurants I wanted to get to because I just ran out of time. I just simply ran out of time, and so you gotta do it. You gotta make it happen. So. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to everybody for coming out to Pulpit Fest. This has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. So it dawned on me that I mentioned corn sweat earlier in the episode and didn't really explain it. So I have learned this week that apparently there's a certain time in the growing season where the corn, as it's growing, will start to release moisture out of itself and into the atmosphere. And so that's corn sweat. And apparently that is also adding to the extreme humidity in my area. So the corn is sweating and making me hot and sweaty, and I don't appreciate it. Later, guys.